Now let's dive more deeper into creating and manipulating the arrays. Now let us understand how we will be able to change the shape of an array. First of all, before we get into that, we just need to understand what actually is the shape of an array. Although it's very simple, let us recall what exactly is the shape of the array. When you talk about a shape will have three things to be considered. The first one is the dimension. Okay. And the second one is the rows. And the third one is columns. Whatever the way you write. The first one is the dimension, second one is the row, and the third one is column. Okay. If I say 2, 2, 3, what does it mean? I have two dimensions, and in this two dimension, I have two rows and three columns. If I say 3, 2, 2, I have three pages. In each page, I do have two rows and two columns. This is how we will, insert what exactly is the dimension. Now let us see how we will also be able to play with the dimensions. Also, although we created the array with some dimension, we will also be able to change the dimension over a period of time. Down the line, in the program, if you ever want to change the dimension of an array, we'll easily be able to do it by using some inbuilt function. The first function that is going to change the dimension is the reshape. Reshape is the primary function by using which we will be able to change the dimension. How we'll change this? Let us say, I just have created an array by using the arrange function. I said arrange. Arrange 9, meaning from 0 to 8. This is the array that gets created. Now this has no dimensions whatsoever, it's simply a vector. Now I want to apply some dimensions onto it. By using the reshape function, I'll easily be able to achieve this. How can I do it? C is the array. C is the identifier, right? So using C dot reshape, I just am taking one more array. D is equal to C dot reshape 3, 3. What is 3, 3 here? Here, earlier it was just one vector. It just is being forced to be changed into a 2D array in which I have 3 rows and 3 columns. The array which earlier was a single vector now has been converted into 2D array in which I do have 3 rows and 3 columns. This 9, this 0 to 8 will get converted into 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, 7, 8. In order to identify the dimension, you just need to look at the angular brackets. There will be an additional pair of angular brackets here, that is in the beginning and in the ending. State Z, it's a 2D array. So the reshaping is working fine, right? So that's the reshape function, okay? And the next thing is, we'll also be able to create an array by using zeros and ones. In any array, if you ever want to have only either zeros or ones, these functions will be pretty useful. The first function is ones, the second function is zeros. Now let us see how zeros function would work. I just am taking an array, reference of the array is A, that is the identifier of the array is A, in which I just am using np.zeros. What is np.zeros? Zeros is a function in the Numpy package which is going to create an array with all the zeros. Here what it did? np.zeros 5. When I say this, a vector of 5 zeros will get created. This is a vector of 5 zeros. It is not a 2D array. You will also be able to make 2D arrays by using np.zeros. Now if I say np.zeros, in which if I specify a 2D array with 2 rows and 3 columns, how you would specify 2D array? 2D array size must be specified by using 2 brackets, 2 starting brackets and 2 ending brackets, in which you should specify the number of rows and columns that you would want. Similarly 3D arrays, but for that you require 3 brackets in the beginning, 3 brackets in the ending, in which you need to specify number of pages, number of rows for each page and number of columns, right? But this is all about the 2D array. So if I say print A, all zeros will get printed. If I say print B, what is a print B? Print B also is designed, is made with zeros, but in which I have 2 rows and each row is of 3 columns. Okay. Similarly, same with the ones. If you use one's function, one function requires one parameter to be passed, is the number of ones that make up this array. Now that's the first parameter. If you use 2 parameters, the first one will be the rows, second one will be columns. If you use 3 parameters, the first one will be the pages, second one will be the rows, and the third one will be the columns. As simple as this. So once again, either zeros or ones can take as many as 3 parameters. If you use only one parameter, one vector will get created. If you use 2 parameters, first one will be the row. If I say 2, first one will be the number of rows and the second one will be the number of columns. If you use 3 parameters, first one will be the page, second one will be the rows, second one will be the, third one will be the column. Yeah. Next thing is transpose. Transpose is another mechanism by using which we will be able to manipulate the shape of the array. What is transposing? You know what exactly is the transpose? We will be able to convert multi-dimensional array into, so this is flatten, bigger pardon, yeah. Switch the axis of 2D or multi-dimensional array. The axis will be changed, rows into columns and columns into rows. It's a 2D array, okay, it's a multi-dimensional array. Now let us see how it's going to work with the 2D array. I just have created an array with 2 rows and 3 columns. This is how it just looks. This is the original array 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If I say transpose, what is transpose? What is the function of transpose? ARR is array, right? Okay, ARR dot T, capital T. If you use, I'll write it here, ARR capital T, the actual array will be transposed. Rows will be converted to columns, columns will be converted to as rows. As simple as this. It will be converted to its corresponding or respective transpose. Here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now right after the transposition, the converted array is, we will have 3 rows and 2 columns. 1, 4, 2, 5, 3, 6. This is a transposed version of the actual array. Transposed equivalent of the actual array. So 1, 4, 2, 5, 3, 6. Once again, how to use the transpose function? Array name dot T, capital T. Capital T makes sure that the actual array will get transposed. And the next one is flatten. What is a flatten? Simple. All the dimensions will be removed. No matter how many dimensions you had earlier, each and every dimension will just be removed and no dimensions actually are proposed here. All the dimensions will be removed and we just are going to have a single vector. Now let us say, I just have created NP array. This is transposed. Yeah, this is a flatten. Convert a multi-dimensional array into 1D array. Now is what I did, I just used yeah, I have created an array with 3 rows and 2 columns. When I say ARR flatten, what will happen? Every row, every column will be removed and total array will just simply be flattened. All the elements will be placed in a single vector and there are no rows, no columns at all. Simply it just is because it's flattened. For that, what is the function? You just need to use ARR.flatten. Flatten is the function through which you will be able to flatten an array. The next thing is expand function. By using the expand function, we will be able to expand the dimensions of an array. How? Let us understand by using a simple example. I just have created an array by using array function. By using array function, I just pass these values 1, 2, 3. So what are the dimensions? There actually are no dimensions, right? 1, 2, 3 is a simple and a single vector. Here, this 1, 2, 3 will be passed to array. ARR is a identifier. Now, I would want to expand the dimensions. I would want to make it as a two-dimensional array. What is a two-dimensional array? In two-dimensional array, we'll have number of rows and number of columns. I would want to force this array to have two dimensions. How will I be able to make it? By using simply expand dimensions. Expand dims is a function in which there will be two parameters. What are the parameters? The first one is the object that should be converted. The first one is the array that should be converted. That should be, for which the dimension should get expanded. Here, our array is this array. After which, on which axis you would want to expand it? On 0th axis. Meaning, on the 0th axis, I would want to expand the dimensions. So it just will become this way. I will have 2 rows and 3 columns, right? So here, I'm going to print original shape, arr.shape. In the arr.shape, what will be printed? There will be no rows and there will be no columns. Simply the elements, the number of elements will get printed. Right after which, I just want to see how it just got expanded after using expanded dimensions. I would print the expanded dot shape. What is the expanded? Expanded is the expanded array. The name of the expanded array, right? Expanded dot shape will actually print the shape of the expanded array. The shape of the expanded array is 1 row with 3 columns, right? That is what? 1 row and 3 columns. This is how expand dimensions is going to work. You will be able to expand the dimensions of the array. Thank you.